If you understood that a single, well-chosen sentence could remain in her memory for years, shaping how she feels every time she thinks of you, would you still rely on empty phrases that everyone else uses? Most men underestimate the power of their words. They believe attraction is created through appearance, money, or social status. Yet time and again, it is proven that what truly separates one man from another is how he makes a woman feel in his presence. Words, when used with awareness and restraint, have the power to create emotional impact that lasts far beyond the moment. Many men speak without intention. They talk to fill silence, to seek approval, or to impress. In doing so, they dilute their own presence. The truth is simple. The less deliberate your words are, the less weight they carry. A man who understands this moves differently. He does not rush to speak. He does not compete for attention. He chooses his moments carefully. And when he does speak, his words land with meaning. Think about how often a single comment has shifted the mood of an entire interaction. One sentence, delivered calmly and confidently, can change how someone sees you. Not temporarily, but permanently. This is not manipulation. This is awareness. When words are grounded in sincerity and emotional intelligence, they bypass surface attraction and connect directly to memory and feeling. Today's culture rewards noise. Constant talking is often mistaken for confidence. In reality, true confidence is quiet. It is controlled. It does not need validation. Men who understand this are rare, and rarity itself creates attraction. When you stop trying to impress and start focusing on impact, everything changes. Generic compliments fail because they require no thought. Phrases like "you look nice" or "you are beautiful" are said so often that they fade into background noise. They do not distinguish you. They do not reveal awareness. They do not create depth. A man who wants to be remembered must go beyond surface observation. The difference between a forgettable interaction and a lasting one often comes down to emotional precision. Precision means noticing details others overlook. It means understanding how certain experiences are tied to memory, emotion, and identity. One of the strongest of these experiences is scent. A woman's fragrance is deeply linked to emotional memory. Smell is processed in the part of the brain responsible for emotion and recall. This is why a specific scent can instantly transport someone back to a particular moment in their life. When you acknowledge a woman's fragrance in a thoughtful way, you are not simply commenting on perfume. You are creating association. Telling her that her scent lingers with you is not about desire alone. It is about presence. It communicates that her existence leaves an impression even when she is no longer physically there. This kind of comment, when delivered calmly, stays with her. Each time she wears that fragrance again, the memory of that moment returns. That is emotional imprinting. Most men miss this entirely because they are not paying attention. They operate on autopilot, repeating lines they have heard before. A man who notices scent demonstrates awareness. Awareness signals depth. Depth signals difference. Difference creates attraction. The delivery matters as much as the words themselves. A comment spoken with neediness loses its power. The same words spoken with composure gain strength. When you speak without expectation, your words feel grounded. That grounding is felt immediately. Another overlooked source of attraction is recognizing the emotional impact of a woman's smile. A smile is not simply a physical expression. It carries energy. It affects atmosphere. It can shift tension and create ease. When you acknowledge that her smile changes the feeling of a space, you are recognizing influence rather than appearance. Influence is far more powerful than beauty. Beauty can be observed by anyone. Influence requires perception. When you tell a woman that her smile brings warmth into a room, you are telling her that she matters beyond aesthetics. You are saying that her presence has emotional weight. Many men never reach this level of observation. They remain focused on visible traits, unaware of the emotional dynamics unfolding around them. A man who notices energy demonstrates emotional intelligence. Emotional intelligence builds trust. Trust deepens attraction. Presence plays a key role here. A composed man does not need to exaggerate. He understands that stillness can be more commanding than volume. When such a man speaks, his words feel intentional. This is why a thoughtfully delivered compliment can resonate long after the conversation ends. Authenticity is another quality that carries immense weight. In a world where people constantly adapt themselves to fit expectations, being genuine requires courage. When you acknowledge a woman's authenticity, you are recognizing her willingness to stand as she is rather than perform. This recognition is rare. Many people feel unseen because their true selves are overlooked. Complimenting authenticity tells her that she does not need to change to be valued. That her real self is enough. This affirmation reaches deeper than appearance-based praise ever could. Authenticity is not always smooth or polished. It can be imperfect and raw. That is precisely why it is powerful. A man who values truth over presentation aligns himself with depth rather than surface appeal. This alignment is felt immediately. Perspective is another area where meaningful connection is formed. When you recognize the way a woman views the world, you honor her mind. You acknowledge that her thoughts and interpretations have value. This moves interaction from attraction into connection. Most conversations remain shallow because few people are willing to engage intellectually. When you show curiosity about how she thinks, you create space for deeper exchange. This space fosters emotional intimacy without physical proximity. Energy also plays a significant role in attraction. Some people drain the environments they enter. Others elevate them. When you recognize that a woman's presence inspires you to be better, you are offering one of the highest forms of respect. You are acknowledging growth. Growth-oriented recognition goes beyond desire. It speaks to admiration. Admiration creates stability in attraction. It shifts the dynamic from pursuit to appreciation. This shift changes how you are perceived. Thoughtfulness is another trait often overlooked. Small actions, remembered details, and consistent care reveal character. When you recognize thoughtfulness, you are acknowledging effort that often goes unnoticed. This recognition builds emotional safety. Character-based compliments resonate because they reflect understanding. They tell her that you are paying attention not just to what she shows, but to who she is. This level of awareness builds trust. Purpose and drive also carry strong emotional weight. Recognizing ambition honors discipline and intention. It acknowledges the effort behind progress. When you respect a woman's sense of direction, you align yourself with her journey rather than standing outside it. Finally, emotional presence forms the foundation of deep connection. The ability to make others feel comfortable, valued, and understood is rare. When you acknowledge this quality, you honor empathy and awareness. These forms of recognition go beyond surface attraction. They create resonance. Resonance builds memory. Memory sustains attraction long after words are spoken. Attraction deepens when recognition moves beyond what is visible and enters what is felt. Most people spend their lives craving to be truly seen, yet few ever experience it. When a man understands this, his interactions naturally change. He no longer speaks to impress. He speaks to connect. This shift transforms how his words are received and remembered. One of the most overlooked aspects of connection is emotional safety. Emotional safety is created when a woman feels that she can express herself without being judged, rushed, or dismissed. A man who listens without interrupting, who responds thoughtfully rather than reactively, signals stability. Stability is deeply attractive because it suggests reliability. People are drawn to those who make them feel secure. Listening is not passive. It is active awareness. When you listen fully, you communicate respect. Respect tells a woman that her thoughts matter. This alone elevates you above the majority of men who are simply waiting for their turn to speak. Presence, when genuine, is felt immediately. Words gain power when they reflect understanding. When you reflect back something meaningful she has shared, you demonstrate attention. Attention creates intimacy. Intimacy builds trust. Trust allows attraction to grow naturally rather than being forced. Another powerful form of recognition lies in acknowledging emotional resilience. Life shapes people through challenges, disappointments, and setbacks. When you recognize how someone has grown through difficulty, you honor strength rather than surface traits. This kind of recognition validates effort and endurance. Many people hide their struggles behind composure. When you notice resilience, you are telling her that you see beyond appearances. You are recognizing the journey rather than just the destination. This recognition carries emotional weight because it acknowledges reality. Attraction is strengthened when a woman feels understood at a deeper level. Understanding does not require agreement. It requires empathy. Empathy is the ability to recognize another person's emotional state without trying to control or change it. When empathy is present, connection becomes effortless. Another element that contributes to attraction is consistency. Consistency builds predictability, and predictability creates safety. A man whose behavior aligns with his words establishes trust over time. Trust is not built through intensity. It is built through reliability. Men who fluctuate emotionally often create confusion. Confusion weakens attraction because it creates uncertainty. A composed man remains steady regardless of circumstance. This steadiness communicates strength without aggression. Recognition of values also plays an important role in connection. Values guide decisions, priorities, and behavior. When you acknowledge shared or admired values, you align yourself with her internal compass. This alignment creates resonance. Resonance feels natural. It does not require persuasion. It emerges when two people feel understood at a fundamental level. Compliments rooted in values last longer than those based on appearance because values remain consistent over time. Another meaningful area of recognition is patience. Patience reflects confidence. It shows that you are not desperate for immediate results. A patient man allows connection to unfold naturally. This lack of urgency creates comfort. Rushing often signals insecurity. Slowing down signals self-assurance. When you take the time to understand rather than push forward, attraction strengthens organically. Emotional intelligence plays a significant role here. Emotional intelligence involves awareness of both your own emotions and the emotions of others. A man who manages his emotions calmly creates balance. Balance is attractive because it feels stable. Recognizing emotional intelligence in a woman validates her awareness and sensitivity. Sensitivity is often misunderstood as weakness. In reality, it reflects perception. When you acknowledge this, you honor depth rather than dismiss it. Another powerful form of recognition involves acknowledging boundaries. Boundaries define comfort and respect. When you respect boundaries without resistance, you communicate maturity. Maturity builds trust. A man who understands boundaries does not take limits personally. He sees them as expressions of self-respect. This understanding fosters mutual respect. Mutual respect strengthens attraction. Attraction also grows when a woman feels appreciated for her effort rather than just her outcome. Effort reflects intention. When you recognize effort, you validate commitment and care. This validation encourages emotional openness. Many people feel unappreciated because their effort goes unnoticed. A man who notices effort stands apart. This awareness signals attentiveness. Perspective continues to play a role in deepening connection. When you engage with how she interprets experiences, you show curiosity. Curiosity creates engagement. Engagement leads to connection. Rather than trying to impress with opinions, a thoughtful man seeks understanding. Understanding fosters intimacy. Intimacy nurtures attraction. Another aspect of attraction is calm leadership. Calm leadership is not dominance. It is direction without force. A man who leads calmly creates trust. Trust allows others to relax. Recognizing calm leadership in a woman acknowledges strength without control. It validates her ability to influence without overpowering. This recognition builds respect. Respect is foundational. Without respect, attraction cannot sustain itself. Surface-level interest may exist briefly, but depth requires mutual regard. Presence remains central throughout all interactions. Presence means being mentally and emotionally available. Distraction weakens connection. Focus strengthens it. A man who gives undivided attention communicates priority. Feeling prioritized fosters emotional attachment. Emotional attachment deepens attraction. Another overlooked aspect is gratitude. Gratitude shifts focus from lack to appreciation. A grateful perspective creates warmth. Warmth draws people in. When you recognize gratitude in a woman, you affirm her awareness. Awareness fosters peace. Peace enhances attraction. Attraction also thrives in environments of emotional honesty. Honesty does not mean oversharing. It means authenticity. Authenticity builds trust. When you acknowledge honesty, you reinforce openness. Openness encourages connection. Over time, these elements combine to create emotional depth. Emotional depth sustains attraction beyond novelty. Novelty fades. Depth remains. Men who understand this stop relying on tactics. They focus on presence. Presence creates impact. Impact is remembered long after interaction ends. Words spoken with intention linger. They shape memory. Memory influences perception. Perception guides attraction. This is why thoughtful recognition carries lasting power. It connects emotion, memory, and meaning. When recognition is sincere, it strengthens identity. Strengthened identity fosters confidence. Confidence expressed quietly feels safe. Safety nurtures attraction. As connection deepens, attraction stabilizes. Stability allows relationships to grow. Growth thrives where understanding exists. Understanding begins with awareness. Awareness transforms communication. Communication shapes connection. Connection fuels attraction. This cycle repeats naturally when intention replaces impulse. Men who master this approach no longer chase attraction. They allow it to emerge. Emergence feels effortless. Effortlessness feels authentic. Authenticity builds trust. Trust sustains attraction. This is the foundation upon which lasting connection is built. Attraction that lasts is never accidental. It is built slowly through repeated moments of understanding, respect, and emotional alignment. While surface interest may spark quickly, true attraction grows when people feel emotionally recognized over time. This recognition does not come from grand gestures or constant attention. It comes from consistency, awareness, and presence. As interactions continue, people begin to evaluate how they feel after spending time together. Do they feel calm or anxious? Understood or dismissed? Valued or overlooked? These emotional impressions shape attraction more powerfully than words alone. A man who understands this pays attention not only to what he says, but to the emotional environment he creates. Emotional environment refers to how someone feels in your presence. Is there tension or ease? Pressure or freedom? Judgment or acceptance? A stable emotional environment invites openness. Openness allows connection. Connection deepens attraction naturally. One of the most important qualities that supports this environment is emotional regulation. Emotional regulation is the ability to manage feelings without suppressing or projecting them. A man who remains composed during stress communicates inner stability. Stability signals safety. Safety allows others to relax. Relaxation is often misunderstood as lack of interest. In reality, relaxation indicates comfort. Comfort allows authenticity. Authenticity strengthens connection. When people feel they do not need to perform, attraction becomes genuine. Another critical element in sustained attraction is self-awareness. Self-awareness allows a man to recognize his own patterns, triggers, and limitations. This recognition prevents projection. Projection weakens connection because it replaces understanding with assumption. A self-aware man asks questions rather than making conclusions. Curiosity strengthens attraction because it communicates interest without control. When curiosity is genuine, it invites sharing. Sharing builds intimacy. Intimacy nurtures attraction. Attraction also evolves through shared emotional experiences. Shared experiences do not require intensity. They require presence. Simple moments of connection, when acknowledged, carry emotional significance. When a man recognizes the value of these moments, he reinforces emotional bonds. Reinforcement occurs when recognition follows experience. When you acknowledge how a moment felt rather than what happened, you deepen emotional memory. Emotional memory sustains attraction over time. Another powerful factor is emotional availability. Emotional availability means being open to connection without fear or avoidance. A man who is emotionally available does not withdraw when vulnerability arises. He remains present. Presence during vulnerability builds trust. Trust is strengthened when responses are consistent. Consistency reduces uncertainty. Uncertainty creates anxiety. Anxiety weakens attraction. A consistent emotional response allows attraction to stabilize. Boundaries continue to play a significant role here. Healthy boundaries protect emotional well-being. A man who respects boundaries communicates respect. Respect fosters safety. Safety encourages openness. Respecting boundaries also demonstrates confidence. Confidence does not push. It allows. Allowing choice creates freedom. Freedom enhances attraction. Attraction also grows when effort is reciprocated rather than demanded. Reciprocity feels natural when both individuals feel valued. A man who does not overinvest or underinvest maintains balance. Balance sustains interest. Imbalance creates pressure. Pressure diminishes attraction. A balanced dynamic allows attraction to breathe. Emotional pacing is another often overlooked aspect. Emotional pacing refers to allowing connection to develop at a comfortable speed. Rushing disrupts trust. Slowing down fosters security. Security enables authenticity. Authenticity strengthens emotional bonds. Bonds deepen attraction. Another aspect of lasting attraction is alignment between words and actions. Alignment builds credibility. Credibility fosters trust. Trust sustains attraction. When actions contradict words, confusion arises. Confusion erodes confidence. Confidence loss weakens attraction. A man who understands alignment chooses integrity over impression. Integrity creates respect. Respect deepens attraction. Emotional maturity also plays a central role. Emotional maturity allows a man to accept differences without threat. Acceptance creates safety. Safety supports connection. Acceptance does not require agreement. It requires understanding. Understanding fosters empathy. Empathy deepens attraction. Another key element is emotional resilience. Emotional resilience allows recovery from misunderstanding or conflict without withdrawal or escalation. Recovery strengthens bonds. Bonds enhance attraction. Conflict itself does not weaken attraction. Poor handling of conflict does. A calm response during disagreement builds respect. Respect preserves attraction. Emotional generosity also contributes to lasting connection. Emotional generosity means offering patience, understanding, and kindness without expectation of immediate return. Generosity fosters goodwill. Goodwill strengthens attraction. However, emotional generosity must be balanced with self-respect. Self-respect maintains boundaries. Boundaries preserve identity. Identity supports confidence. Confidence rooted in self-respect feels grounded. Grounded confidence attracts stability. Another often underestimated factor is silence. Silence allows reflection. Reflection deepens understanding. Understanding enhances connection. A man comfortable with silence demonstrates confidence. Confidence creates calm. Calm nurtures attraction. Attraction also grows when appreciation is expressed thoughtfully. Appreciation differs from flattery. Appreciation recognizes value. Value recognition strengthens emotional bonds. Thoughtful appreciation focuses on character rather than appearance. Character recognition creates depth. Depth sustains attraction. Over time, attraction transforms from excitement to attachment. Attachment requires trust. Trust requires consistency. Consistency requires awareness. Awareness allows adaptation. Adaptation supports growth. Growth maintains attraction. Growth together strengthens connection. Connection reinforces attraction. Another crucial aspect is emotional honesty. Emotional honesty means expressing feelings without manipulation or avoidance. Honesty builds trust. Trust supports attraction. Emotional honesty also requires courage. Courage communicates strength. Strength without aggression is attractive. Attraction thrives when people feel emotionally safe yet challenged to grow. Growth challenge combined with safety creates engagement. Engagement sustains interest. Interest deepens attraction. Another contributing factor is emotional attunement. Emotional attunement refers to recognizing emotional shifts and responding appropriately. Attunement strengthens connection. Connection feels effortless when attunement exists. Effortlessness enhances attraction. Over time, these qualities create emotional resonance. Resonance is the feeling of alignment beyond words. Resonance sustains attraction even in absence. Absence tests attraction. Resonance maintains it. Mature attraction relies on presence rather than performance. Performance fades. Presence remains. Presence allows authenticity. Authenticity builds trust. Trust sustains attraction. Attraction that is sustained does not rely on constant stimulation. It relies on emotional stability. Stability creates peace. Peace fosters attachment. Attachment grounded in peace lasts longer than attachment driven by excitement. As time passes, attraction evolves into companionship. Companionship requires respect, trust, and emotional understanding. These elements are cultivated through awareness. Awareness guides communication. Communication shapes connection. Connection fuels attraction. This cycle continues when intention replaces impulse. Men who understand this process no longer seek shortcuts. They invest in presence. Presence creates impact. Impact leaves memory. Memory sustains attraction. Attraction rooted in memory endures beyond moments. Endurance distinguishes lasting connection from fleeting interest. When attraction endures, it transforms identity. Identity alignment strengthens confidence. Confidence grounded in identity attracts authenticity. Authenticity sustains connection. Connection nurtures attraction. This is the natural progression when emotional awareness guides interaction. Attraction becomes effortless when understanding replaces strategy. Effortless attraction feels genuine. Genuine attraction feels secure. Secure attraction lasts. This is the essence of meaningful connection.